and welcome to CMJ Presents. I'm Jo Bourne, Retail Membership Manager here at the CMJ, and joining us is Sarah Harris from the Fashion Retail Academy, and we're going to be diving into apprenticeships today. So, hi Sarah.
Hi, nice to be here. I'm quite excited. I'm excited to be talking about the wonderful apprenticeships.
Oh, fantastic. And thank you for coming and joining us. Could you just give us a bit of an overview of your role in the Fashion Retail Academy and how it works with the EFI?
Yes. So my role at Fashion Retail Academy is Head of Business Development. So the main part of my job is to educate jewellers and brands around how apprenticeships can work and how they can benefit from using the apprenticeship qualifications within their business. So with regards to the organisation, so we have the umbrella of Education for Industry Group. Underneath that umbrella, you've got Fashion Retail Academy, London College Beauty Therapy, Education for Industry Awards, which is the endpoint assessment organisation of an apprenticeship. And then you have Education for Industry Training, which is the organisation that delivers the apprenticeship training to companies.
So a big company.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. And could you also tell me a little bit about how the government funds UK apprenticeships?
Yes. So there's lots of funding available for apprenticeship qualifications in England at the moment. So the government will fund 95% of any apprenticeship qualification that anybody delivers over the age of 16. There's no upper age limit. So the government funds 95% of any of the apprenticeship delivery, so the training that's being delivered. The jeweller and brand will only contribute 5% towards the cost of that that qualification. So pretty much 100% funding.
It's a huge amount that's been funded, isn't
exactly.
it?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing what's
and I'm sure there's
there.
So many businesses out there that don't realise. I certainly wasn't aware that the government actually gave that much towards training. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, it definitely is an education piece because most companies don't have a training budget these days. So it's a really, really useful pot of money to utilise for training. The other thing that's available, so 5% contribution, but also anybody that's completing an apprenticeship qualification will have national insurance. The employer will have national insurance relief for that individual for the whole duration of that course.
So important at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a massive, with the national insurance increases,
absolutely.
It's a big talking point.
Yeah.
So to have that relaxation for 12, 16, 18 months of the duration of the qualification is a massive saving.
Yeah, definitely. And is there anywhere where you can get 100% saving?
Yes. So if the individual is between 16 and 21, the government will fund 100% of that apprenticeship delivery. So the employer contributes nothing towards it. If the individual is between the age of 16 and 18, the employer also has what they call a government apprenticeship incentive bonus, which is £1,000. So that goes to the employer, and it's almost like a retention bonus. So the employer will get £500 when the individual has been on qualification for 3 months, and then £500 on completion.
So not only are they getting the government funding, they're also getting £1,000 kind of bonus for seeing that candidate or that student through that training programme.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. Yeah. And exactly as you've said, Jo, that people don't realise the amount of money that's out there that is available for these qualifications.
And training is so important.
Yeah.
Not only just, for the product knowledge to give confidence to that member of staff, but it's also, like you say, for retention. If a member of staff feels valued, they're progressing with training, they feel confident on the sales floor.
Yeah.
They tend to stay longer with businesses and obviously can progress. And I assume there's other, what kind of courses are out there in the Fashion Retail Academy?
So there's lots available at the moment, and exactly, just going back to your point for retention, that is the way that most people are utilising this apprenticeship funding for qualifications for existing members of staff, rather than saying, you know, we need to bring a new person into the business to complete an apprenticeship. It's about, let's like upskill our existing team members. So that's the way most people are utilising it. There's lots of courses available. I mean, we have the team leader with the Jet 1, which is the jewellery specific module. So that's 12 modules around the jewellery industry. That's the main one that jewellers are utilising at the moment.
So with the National Association of Goldsmiths, jewellers. I'll start again. With the National Association of Jewellers, they provide the Jet courses. So Jet 1 becomes solely incorporated within that team leader course.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, then exactly that organisation will come and deliver
the funding is also, you don't have to pay extra for these Jet courses. It's all encompassing.
You do normally, but that's something that we offer as part of that team leading qualification.
And what would the duration be for that particular one?
So it's 13 months. 13 months for the delivery of the team leading with the Jet 1, and then it's 2 months on top of that for the endpoint assessment.
Okay.
So it's almost like you have 13 months worth of training, and then the endpoint assessment. It's an exam, but it isn't. I always used to say it as it's like driving lessons and then your driving test.
Okay.
So they're really just verifying what you've learned over the 13 months of the qualification in order to be where you need to be to gain your certification.
Brilliant. And of course they get that qualification as well at the end of it.
Yeah.
What other courses would perhaps our retail, and suppliers be able to do within the Fashion Retail Academy?
So there's lots more. It's a great tool for succession planning within businesses. So for anyone that's in a situation where the individuals are perhaps retiring, it's a great way to upskill your individuals so they're at that level to then carry on that business once that happens. So things like, so I'll just give you an example of the tiers. So you've got team leading level 3. Is the starting point. That's with the Jet 1. They could then do retail manager level 4, operations manager level 5, and that would get them to that level of kind of running their own store.
Okay.
There's also other ones that they can do which are more generic, like a coaching professional level 5, which is a really, really big talking point at the moment for engaging different generations of individuals and how to coach those people within their jobs. And there's also even more generic ones, such as data analyst, corporate responsibility, sustainability is a massive talking point.
Huge area at the moment. Yeah.
So that's another great qualification, because what a lot of people are saying is, I've only actually got 2 people within the sustainability department within my business. But actually, anybody can complete that qualification, because everybody needs that knowledge these days.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So really open to both our members as retailers and suppliers.
Absolutely.
So that's amazing. Okay. And if one of our members is listening to this and thinking, oh, I'm really interested, what's the kind of the onboarding process? I mean, I assume they'll come to me as a first point of call. So they would say, Jo, I'm looking at the apprenticeship courses.
Yeah.
Where do we go from there?
So what would happen, ideally, is if you let me know if there's anybody that's interested in completing a qualification, or they have an individual that wants to complete one of the qualifications. What I will then do is arrange a Teams with that jeweller and the individual, talk to both parties about what's involved. I'll guide them from start to finish. So even with, setting up their apprenticeship digital account, I'll also talk them through that, because that's where that 95% funding comes through. It kind of comes into that account and then comes to the Fashion Retail Academy.
So that's all done via you setting up the account so that they get that funding via that account.
Yes,
I got you.
And the £1,000 bonus, for example, will come through that account. So it's really important that we get that account set up effectively.
Okay.
So that's something that I will guide them through, and then talk to the individual about what's involved in the qualification, the time that they need to give, what the expectations are and commitments. Once the both parties decide that they want to go ahead, the individual will attend what we call an open access discovery session, and that will be with the other 11 to 12 candidates that are going to be completing the team leading with Jet 1 or whatever qualification it may be. And then it again will talk about the content, the modules, what's covered. There'll be a question and answer session. So the individual knows 100%, there's 100% transparency as to what's going to happen over the next 13 months duration of the qualification. The other really important piece is the engagement of the jewellers' managers, because it's really important as well that they know actually what part they need to play in that apprenticeship, supporting that individual through their qualification. So they will also attend a session with all the other managers who have got individuals completing a qualification. So again, Q&A session, this is the support you need to give. So what we try and do is make it as easy and as streamlined as possible, because, obviously we are retail also, so we understand the pressures that are happening out there in the retail world, but also the benefits of having individuals
Is it just one initial meeting that you would need with the managers, or is this a continuous kind of, I don't know, whether you need to see them every 6 months or etc.?
So they will have, so that will be the initial sessions. They know what the expectations are for the duration. And then the lecturers will also meet with the managers on a quarterly basis.
Right.
So just really, it would be a 20-minute meeting to discuss any issues, concerns, look at, all the amazing stuff that the individual's been completing.
Okay.
And just really just to keep that communication piece going over the duration of the qualification.
And are these courses, do you have to attend? Because I know the FI and the Fashion Retail Academy is based in London. So is this somewhere that they have to, attend regularly? Is it full-time, and are part-timers are allowed to? I don't know whether there's a cut-off for hours worked in a week or a month for members of staff to be able to do an apprenticeship.
Yeah, so preferably the more hours they do, the more it fits into that 13-month duration.
Right.
So the part-time people can complete the qualification, but it just means that the duration of their course will be extended.
Longer.
Because obviously they have less time to put towards the content. With regards to the delivery option, so that's another thing that's really flexible. Because we appreciate from a geographical point of view that people are not going to be able to get to the Fashion Retail Academy on a monthly basis. So even though they're part of an open access cohort and they're all completing their sessions at the same time, if an individual can't travel to the Fashion Retail Academy for that particular classroom session, we have the technology in all of the classrooms that records the session, so that individual can then watch that recording.
So it could literally, the whole course could be like a hybrid course.
Yes.
But equally, they could do some workshop attendance and go down to London every now and then just to have some external training.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the aim is to make it as easy as possible for the employer to upskill their individuals within their businesses. So, we can be as flexible as they need. The two main things we ask for is the communication and the commitment levels from the managers and the learners, because the communication piece is massive, because obviously we understand that things change on a daily basis within retail. We understand like peak trading periods, for example.
Yeah.
We're not going to expect to see an individual in your busy Christmas month, for example.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
That's the kind of communication piece that we need to be having, so we don't get in the way of what they're trying to achieve.
That's so important, definitely. So what would you say to employers hesitant about investing in apprenticeships?
I would say to well, I do say this on a daily basis, just to remember that apprenticeship qualifications are not for those to bring new people into your business. They are, but they're more widely used these days for upskilling existing team members, utilising the funding, looking at your succession planning within your businesses. There's £1,000 grant there as well for individuals that take people that are 16 to 18. Obviously, they're 100% funded for 16 to 21s. National insurance relief is a massive saving, so you do come out cash positive. And a big one will be, nobody has a training budget these days. No one has that pot of money. Actually, you do.
It's very rare to find somebody giving you money
exactly.
to be able to advance something in retail.
And I just, I think as well that there's so much flexibility. Just remember that we can be flexible to the business. As long as we get that commitment and that communication piece, we can be as flexible as you need, because everybody's different.
And can these courses, can they start at any time?
Okay, good question. So we generally have, for open access qualifications, we have a start date of September and March at the moment. But they, as we grow further, though, they will start being more regular. But at the moment, it's September and March. Okay,
and how long? How much notice do you need to be given with this sort of the onboarding process as well, and those introductory initial meetings?
I mean, really 4 weeks before the start date, I need names of the individuals so I can start that process. Another point, actually, which I just wanted to mention, is around English and maths, because this is another real benefit, because the government have now taken away that part of an apprenticeship qualification. So before, if an individual didn't have their grade C and above in English and maths, they would have to complete a functional skill qualification.
I didn't realise.
Yeah, so that was a massive barrier, because nobody wants to complete English and maths. So now they've removed that completely out of the apprenticeship piece. So they don't have to do English and maths. So that's another really good thing. So it's just about learning those skills to make you even better at what you do within your job.
Okay, fantastic. And if there was one kind of myth that you wanted to try and bust about apprenticeships, what would it be?
It would be that the word apprenticeships, I wish they changed it, because it is about upskilling qualifications. So just really remembering that these can be used really effectively to upskill your existing team members and give them the skills that you need to make your business more successful.
Fantastic. And is there anything in the pipeline for the Fashion Retail Academy, or any way you're progressing or bringing out new courses?
Yes, we've got some courses planned for 2026. So from a marketing, social media aspect. So we're going to be doing a content creator qualification and also a marketing exec. But there's qualifications being added to our portfolio kind of on a yearly basis.
And are you able to provide a link to all the different courses that you do? So anyone who's listening or watching, obviously, will be able to click perhaps in our bio and be able to just see the list of different courses.
Yeah, definitely, because there is, I think it's about 22 now, 22 different apprenticeship qualifications.
Huge amount, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming and giving us an enlightenment on the Fashion Retail Academy and all those different training courses that you can provide for us. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.